Hey, that's me. Yes, I am Jeff Gallashaw. Hi there, everybody. It's Jeff Gallashaw again, here with another new episode of Unfinished Business Rough Cuts. This episode, we're going to be talking about The Expendables 2, the much lauded sequel to The Expendables, with Sylvester Stallone and a bunch of other action stars. I saw this movie, and I was actually really looking forward to it, and I have to say, I actually enjoyed the sequel more than the original. There are quite a few reasons, but first, let's look at why The Expendables was made in the first place, because Sylvester Stallone was complaining that there were no more flesh and blood action films filled with stunts and action sequences, because everything now is all special effects and CGI, and like superhero films. While that is true, there are a few now and again that do have, action sequences and over-the-top stunts. It's just that they're primarily not starring Sylvester Stallone. But having said that, I have to say, this is really a return to form. Whereas the first film, it was more, straight action, and it felt like a 1980s, almost like B-movie, where the gang is on a mission in a South American country, and they're mercenary, so they could go either good or bad, but of course, since we're following them, we know they're going to do good. This one was more a personal story because they lose somebody, a member of their team, and this is all about revenge. And everything here is bigger and bloodier, but surprisingly, it has less action than the first film. I think that's due to, in the first film where it was Sylvester Stallone and Jason Statham teaming up most of the movie, and then at the end, that's when they brung out the whole team to do all the action. This time it's the whole team, going out there doing the mission more or less, and they all have a part to play. And also this time we get to know a little bit more about them and their personality and backstory. And then when the action sequences, boy, do they happen. They are so over the top in action film. I'm talking Rambo, not original First Blood Rambo. I'm talking the last Rambo film where there's CGI blood running across minefield and Sylvester Stallone taking out everybody with a bow and arrow and just geysers of blood. Notably CGI, by the way. But I have to say that I really enjoyed this one a lot better because it was more fun. It was more comedic. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Chuck Norris, they all appear in the film, but they're all more cameos. Because I have to say, and to tell you the truth, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Chuck Norris are more used in a comedic capacity. Oh, they kick ass in their own sort of way, but Arnold Schwarzenegger, most of his lines are all one-liners or throwbacks to all the different action heroes' one-liners. And, it's just more comedic than anything. And it's it almost feels like it should come with that horn wah, 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 after, each line. But I have to say that I would say it's probably worth going to see. Also, it kind of is a little false advertising. First of all, Mickey Rourke does not return for this film. Not that they said he would return, but it would have been nice. And Jet Li is in the film for a hot 5 minutes, and then his character disappears completely. And Jason Statham is taken out for a smidge of the film, so it's more, Sylvester Stallone with the Asian actress who they're supposed to be part of their team and on this mission, and Dolph Lundgren, who is used more for comedic effect while kicking ass too, and Terry Crews and Randy Couture actually get more than 5 lines this film. So I would have to say that if you are really into action, this is definitely the film for you. Even if you're not that into action, if you just like these guys, you'll enjoy the film. It still has no real action of Chuck Norris going hand to hand. You actually use a weapon more. But, I have to say, I had a good time with this film. Here is the biggest problem. Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's not the problem. I am happy to see him back in films and, kicking ass, but he's the villain here, and he's hardly used until the ending. I mean, he comes in to introduce himself as the villain with the name Villain, and, he does some reprehensible things, and then he disappears. Then he'll come back for maybe a few scenes just to say some deplorable things like, enslave more, enslave the children and women, I don't care, I need this done. that was like the world's worst Jean-Claude Van Damme impression. But you get the gist. And then finally, when he does come back on screen, it's, to go hand to hand with Sylvester Stallone. Now, don't get me wrong, the fight scene at the end that they have is awesome, but it's like, it reminds you of what could have been earlier if there had been maybe a little bit more of him and a little bit more of him doing his thing, which is, let's face it, his kung fu. So, on that aspect, it's disappointing, but I would say definitely check it out. Let's face it, it's a big budget B movie, and unfortunately, it is directed by Simon West. I say unfortunately because the first film was directed by Sylvester Stallone, and it was a little clunky. Here, Simon West actually makes a decent action film, and he is usually one of the directors who I am not really a big fan of. I usually call his movies that he has directed hack work, but I have to say, this is actually his best film. He has previously made like the remake of When a Stranger Calls, Con Air, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, and I have to give him props. He actually did a pretty decent job. I'm not going to join his fan club, but I might not be as hard on him as before. So I have to say, this is definitely worth checking out. I give it a C+. And now it's time for the credits, because unfortunately our time is almost up for this episode. So let's see what I have to say. Of course, it's not professional credits. It's just me promoting. So you can maybe skip this part if you just were here for the review. But please stay till the end. If you like what you see, please check out older episodes of both the Cinefiles and Unfinished Business on YouTube. The Cinefiles channel, subscribe and leave comments. Let us know how we are doing. And also, you can check me out on Unfinished Business TV. Please, I need the subscribers, please. We also have a film review blog at cinephilestv.blogspot.com. Check it out, won't you? If that wasn't enough, oh my God, like Crazy Eddie, yes! We have Facebook pages, which include the latest film news and open forums. Doesn't that sound exciting? Come on! And unfortunately, we have finished this business for this week, but remember, there is always unfinished business. And I have to ask you, have you seen Scott Pilgrim? If not, why not? Because it's fucking awesome. But I also have to ask, have you seen Welcome to the Dollhouse? If not, why not? Because it is also fucking awesome. And with that, I bid you adieu. And until next time, I hope it is all well. And also, just in case you were wondering, the Green Lantern t-shirt is to go against, Sylvester Stallone's little comment that all action films are now CGI or superhero based. So I figured, while I'm talking about a flesh and blood action film, why not wear a superhero t-shirt? One of my favorite comic books. So I will talk to you guys later. Thank you.